Hey guys, Game Prime here, and welcome to my September 23rd, 2021 Nintendo Direct predictions. They really popped this on at the last second. They usually give us a 2-day heads up. They only gave us one this time, but that's fine because I'm still here. I'm still excited as hell for this Direct. This one to me feels like a weird one. I don't really know what to expect in a sense. Then again, I also kind of do, but it's oh, like I said, it's a weird one. The September directs usually are really good, and they really show a lot of stuff coming out within the next year. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they show. They said it's going to be roughly 40 minutes, which was the length of the E3 direct, and it'll be focusing on information for Switch games launching this winter. They didn't say winter 2021, they just said winter, so I'm imagining the later half of, or the last couple months of this year, and then the first couple months of 2022. So, the way I'm going to be doing the predictions today are once again in categories likely, not likely, and the in your dreams section. So, let's just start off right now with the likelies. I think it is likely that we will see the final Smash Bros. Ultimate character. Who this is going to be is a mystery to everybody. I know everybody wants Crash, everybody wants Waluigi, Sora, Geno, Eggman. I would take any of them, honestly. Uh, I think it probably will end up being Crash Bandicoot. I think he's a good one to end out this Fighters Pass. It's also, Crash's anniversary in the last couple weeks it's been, and it feels right for Crash to end out this Fighters Pass because, you know, we haven't really had a character like Crash. Like in the first Fighters Pass, we had Banjo-Kazooie. This one, I could see Crash kind of taking that slot because we've had the Nintendo character, we've had the Square Enix character, the Microsoft character. Crash would just be one out of left field that would make everybody happy, and I would love to see that happen. I do think, and I've been saying this for a couple months now, I do think that they are going to do something special for the fans to celebrate the game, and they're gonna give us one more fighter. They're gonna be like, "Hey, thanks for buying Fighters Pass 2. This is the last character for Smash Bros. Ultimate aside from the Fighters Pass, and that fighter will be Waluigi. Everybody's hopes and dreams will come true, and Sakurai will ride off into the sunset, probably not to touch another Smash game again." But I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think that they're going to announce a Fighters Pass 3, even though it would be awesome. It'd also be awesome for them to announce an Echo Fighter Pass or a Costume Pass. I don't think that that's likely at all, but it would still be cool. Some other characters I would like to see in, besides the ones I've mentioned, Travis from No More Heroes, even though he has a Mii costume. Dante would be awesome, even though he has a Mii costume. I said Eggman, he would be perfect as well. Sora, Paper Mario, would love to see. Sakurai himself has been a joke that everybody's been saying, but that would be very tongue in cheek. That would just be hilarious, and I could see that happening solely because he could absorb everybody's move. So every time you hit one specific move, it'll be randomized out of every fighter. That would be funny as hell, but that's not gonna happen. But yeah, next up on my likely list is more news on the Zelda 35th anniversary stuff. Aonuma said that there is not going to be any more announcements this year or games coming out this year aside from what they showed and announced previously, which was, just Skyward Sword HD and the Game & Watch. But I still think that he could show up have his own segment, little, segment like he did at the February Direct and the E3 Direct, and give us Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD for next year, or Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask 3D HD remaster for next year as well. I think it's a pretty safe bet to say that we're going to get at least Age of Calamity DLC. That's one thing I think we're 100% going to see. Breath of the Wild 2, I could see that one skipping out on this direct unless they're ready to give it a release date and give it a full title, because Doug Bowser did an interview on the Nintendo Power podcast where he said that they know what the title of the game is going to be. They are just not sharing it yet because it has to do with plot. So if, I fully expect the release date to come at the same time we get the name of the game, because it sounds like it's going to be a little spoilerish. So I have no clue what the name of the game is going to be. That's always a guessing game within the Zelda community. I have no idea. It could have to do with going back up to the sky. It could have to do with Ganon, Ganondorf, or Demise, whichever carnation of evil we're getting in this game. So, can't really guess, but I don't think it's likely so much for Breath of the Wild 2. I do think it's likely that we'll see something Zelda related in like an Aonuma segment. Just I don't think it's likely for Breath of the Wild 2 just because it doesn't feel like it's ready. Who knows, they could, give us a good old shocker and be like, hey, it's coming out in March, just like the first one. Here's the name of the game. Here's a lot of gameplay. And join us on a Treehouse presentation in the next couple days or next week or next couple weeks, where we'll show off the first little bit of true gameplay of the game. And they could do that and everybody be happy and throwing babies in the air. I think the next thing that's also likely is Kirby. Kirby hasn't had a game since 2018, I believe. I think it was March when Star Allies came out. And, we're kind of due for another Kirby game. There's been the rumors that the Kirby series is finally going to evolve. And like I said in my E3 predictions, I think over on the Loading Screen podcast, which if you haven't checked out, check it out if you want to. We haven't put out anything in a while, but always fun time over there, and on my multiplayer channel, 4Player Gamers. Plug that real quick. I think we'll see a 3D Kirby. I hope it's 3D. I don't want it to be another 2D one. I think they've very much exhausted Kirby in 2D. I don't know how many times you could do that, give him new powers and everything, and not have it, be a little stale. So I hope it's 3D, and I think it's very likely that we'll see it here. Next thing that I think's likely is a Animal Crossing New Horizons update. This game has kind of gone dead silent in the last couple months. I haven't touched New Horizons since June of last year when they added swimming. I think that they really need to focus on quality of life improvements, like skipping Isabelle's daily, stories about her missing sock. They have to improve the load screens if they can, because those started to get abysmal too. There's just a lot of stuff that they can do to make this the best game possible, because at first it was fun, but over the weeks and the months it just started to get stale and repetitive. And don't get me wrong, that's kind of what every Animal Crossing game feels like eventually. I just want them to continue to work on this game, give it some quality of life updates, make it better, so they could bring people back to it like me, who I haven't seen my villagers in a year and 3 months. So I just hope they do something that will bring players back to their islands. Next thing that I think is very likely is Donkey Kong, that was rumored back for E3. I was very surprised not to see it. I think that was the one thing I was really looking forward to seeing because it was almost like confirmed out of how much news coverage it was getting, and then nothing. I think it's a 2D, 2.5D game developed by the Odyssey team. I would love for it to be a full 3D DK adventure developed by the Odyssey team. I don't think that's the route they're going for just because of something else in my mind. But I think it's going to be a new 2D DK game. Not a Donkey Kong Country, but with the Kremlings, K. Rool, everybody's, favorite characters back. I'd love to see the whole DK crew, come back. DK, Diddy, Cranky, Dixie, Kitty. I'm a Kitty Kong person. I don't care. I don't mind Kitty Kong, unlike some other people on the internet. Tiny, chunky, lanky. Give me the whole Kong family. Make this the ultimate Donkey Kong game. So I'd really like to see that. I think another thing that's super likely is a big third-party showcase like they have in every Nintendo Direct. There was a rumor that the Alan Wake remaster was going to come to Switch, so I think that's very likely that we'll see that there as well. Splatoon 3, I think that we might see this year since it was absent from the E3 Direct. Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I think that we could see it, or it could take a Splatoon 3 approach and not be at this Direct, but be at the next one. Depends on when they want to launch it. Unfortunately, because I don't really care for the series, I think there are going to be some Fire Emblem news. I think that we're going to get the next wave of remakes, which whatever games they are. I'm not a Fire Emblem fan really at all, even though I have some of the games. I do think it's time for them to do another remake, though, and I think that's what Intelligent Systems is working on next, unfortunately. Even though I think Intelligent Systems worked on WarioWare Get It Together, which just came out a couple days ago. Which, speaking of, I don't think that will get any DLC. It might have a small trailer, just be like available now or something like that. So who knows there. Metroid, I think that we'll get just a little trailer for Dread because it comes out in a couple weeks. I don't think we'll see anything on Prime 4. I don't think we'll see the trilogy. We could now see Metroid Prime 1 because of a report from Emily Rogers that came out stating that Metroid Prime 1 is going to get a remaster first, but then you also got to think, okay, Prime 1 remaster, then 2, then 3, then 4. We're still looking, a while down the road for Metroid Prime 4. Next thing I think that's very, very likely that we'll see here is Bayonetta 3. This we haven't seen anything from. It got announced at the Game Awards 2017, and it's been dormant since, kind of like Metroid Prime 4. I think this is the moment that every Bayonetta fan's been waiting for. I think we're finally going to see this. I think we're going to get a release date. I think they're going to go all out for Bayonetta 3 today. And I'm going to be excited for the Bayonetta fans. Next thing I think that they are going to show is the new Crash Bandicoot game, which may or may not be called Wumpa League. They got those things sent out to them, the little Wumpa pinatas. Usually they send stuff out when they're about to reveal something. They had the PlayStation Showcase. They didn't show anything. This is the next kind of big event for them to show anything. Who knows? Maybe that little pinata that they sent out was for Crash getting in Smash. Who knows? Next up, I think we'll get a trailer for Shin Megami Tensei 5. I don't have much to add here. Next big thing that I think that they could show. I'm not too big of a fan of the series, but I also haven't played anything of any of them, even though I do own some of them. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I think that they'll finally announce it. I don't think that they're going to go super in-depth with it, but I think that they are working on it. I think it's almost 100% positive that we'll get more footage of Mario Party Superstars. We'll probably see the other two boards, hopefully an announcement for DLC for more boards, so we don't get fatigued with the 5 like we did in Super Mario Party. Hopefully, we see another board for Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2, because I'm not too big of a fan of Mario Party 3. Just as a reminder, the boards that they've shown so far in actual gameplay footage is Peach's birthday cake from Mario Party 1, Space Lane from Mario Party 2, and then on the cover you see Wispy Woods from Mario Party 3. I really hope the other two boards are from Mario Party 1 and 2. I'd love to see either Luigi's Engine Room, Yoshi's Tropical Island, and Western Land. So any of those three, I think they have a good chance of getting in. I know a lot of people love Western Land, and especially on Mario Party, for Mario Party 2, Western Land is kind of the one I think a lot of fans go to when they think of that game. And you have Cowboy Mario literally on the cover and all the marketing for Mario Party 2. So I think it's very possible for them to put Western Land in this game. I think Mario Golf Super Rush will get a good trailer for upcoming DLC. They've been kind of quiet about the game and the DLC that the game's been getting. I know in August you could play the game anytime throughout the month, rank up your online ranking, and you'll get multicolored Yoshis, which was cool. You had to play a lot of rounds to get it though, which did suck, but that's kind of just how it is. And then you also got Toadette for free, which was cool. This month I think it's just Visor for Boo, which is I'm not doing that. That's too much work. Next thing I think that's very likely to be shown here just came out a couple days ago. Deltarune Chapter 2. Everybody was losing their mind when Toby Fox announced that Chapter 2 of Deltarune would be coming out last Friday for free. Now, every time, or I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Backtrack real quick. Deltarune Chapter 1 came out on the Switch just a couple months after it came out originally on PC. This time around, Chapter 2 and Chapter 1 launched on Steam as an application. So, I think that they're going to do an update for the Chapter 1 application on the Switch and PS4, I think it's also on. And then they'll just add Chapter 2 into that. I think that it'll also come out this Friday, kind of doing the same thing that Toby did last week, just gave it an extra, week to come out on systems, which is perfectly fine. I'm sure that the game will come to the Switch eventually. Just don't know really when. A couple more things that are likely, in my opinion. The Castlevania Advance Collection that have gotten leaked just a handful of times in the last week or so. The new Big Brain Academy that's coming out. And, of course, cannot forget to talk about the big one. The Nintendo Switch Online Update. Every September, besides last year really, because there wasn't a main direct, every September since 2018, they have done a little thing in their September directs for the Nintendo Switch Online. The original or I guess the first time they did it was in 2018, where they introduced the NES, uh, the free NES games. They went over the whole, you know, outline of the program, yada yada yada. 2019, they revealed the Super Nintendo games coming to it and the Super Nintendo controller, stuff like that. This year, I think they're finally going to add Nintendo 64 because of the whole controller thing that everybody saw go up on the FCC. Had an FCC filing, and then the controller name kind of lined up with other controllers in the past, like the Joy-Cons, the NES controller, the SNES controller, stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a 64 controller with 64 games coming to the online. I've also heard some rumors about Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games coming to it, which would be cool. So that also made me start to think that because it is Switch Online, you gotta have some multiplayer games ready for it. I don't really think that we're gonna get a Mario 64. Well, we probably will, actually, but you can't play Mario 64 online. You can't play Zelda Ocarina of Time online. You can't play, a small handful of the first-party games that they put out online. But what you can play online is Super Smash Bros. 64. You could play Mario Kart 64, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, F-Zero X, I think it was, on the 64. But the thing with 64 games nowadays is Rare. Because Rare made up a big chunk of the 64's catalog with games like Banjo-Kazooie, Conker, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Blast Corps, Killer Instinct, etc., etc. They had a lot of the 64 hits. And especially the 64 multiplayer hits. We all know that they ain't getting GoldenEye, because that's a legal mess. What they can get is Perfect Dark, if they get the okay from Microsoft. Now, unfortunately, it'll probably be the 64 version of Perfect Dark, which has aged like crap, but it would still be something cool to have online, or they could just put the Xbox Live Arcade version on there, which would be freaking insane. But if they do that, then that also means that that they would have to do the Xbox Live Arcade versions of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, which I don't think they're going to do, because if they do Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, I think it'll just be the 64 versions. I don't think that a lot of Rare games are going to make it on this at first, and if anything at all, it might just be Diddy Kong Racing or DK64. DK64 obviously got that first re-release ever on the Wii U, so who knows what they can do here. I think it's, like I said, the things that are possible, the games that are possible for Smash 64, Mario Kart 64, Mario Tennis 64. I don't know if they want to do Mario Party because of Superstars, and Superstars' main selling point is that they're the old 64 boards. They could put Mario Party 2 on there and be like, hey, brush up your Mario Party skills in preparation for Superstars coming out next month. But, yeah, I just don't know if that's a thing that they're going to do. They've only ever re-released Mario Party 2 as well. On the Virtual Console, we never got Mario Party 1 because of the analog stick issues, even though the Virtual Console controller, you could have those mini-games and not have any blisters on your hands. So I don't know why they never re-released Mario Party 1, nor do I have any idea why they didn't release Mario Party 3, aside from it not being, my favorite Mario Party game, so I don't really care. But I don't know why they, haven't released those two. So I think, if anything, it'll be Mario Party 2, but that's also up in thin air now because of Superstars coming out next month. Another game that I would like to see on it would be Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, but that's also kind of odd because it's Pokemon and they're very protective over Pokemon. As far as the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, once again, you gotta think, what ones can you play online with friends? The only ones I could probably think of off the top of my head are like Tetris, maybe. Pokemon games, they love to sell Pokemon games. They don't really like to give Pokemon games out for free. As you can see with the 3DS Virtual Console, you had to buy those. I don't think that they're going to give them for free. I'm not even sure if Tetris on the Game Boy had multiplayer, but if it did, that's going to be like the one and only game you could play on it. As far as like single player games, Mario Land 1, 2, Wario Land, which is Mario Land 3, I think. Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, 3. They had a lot of land games on the Game Boy. Donkey Kong 94, kind of the precursor to the Mario vs. Donkey Kong, or at least the first game. Tetris, like I said, Yoshi, Metroid 2. I think that's also a very possible one. Metroid 2, just to have everybody prepare for Metroid Dread. I think that would be a great thing for them to do. The original Link's Awakening and DX, Kirby Dream Land, maybe some of the Game & Watch Gallery games, that'd be awesome. As far as Game Boy Advance goes, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, maybe Mario & Luigi 1, Metroid Fusion, once again in order to prep for Dread next month, Zelda Minish Cap, Mario Kart, Kirby Amazing Mirror. GBA's a hard guess because that's also something that they like to charge money for not too long ago. So who knows what they're going to do with it. Mother 3. This could be the one that sells online subscriptions like hotcakes. I don't think that they'll do it, and I think it'd be pretty scummy to do something like Mother 3 that everybody's been waiting for and not release it for the public to have in their actual hands. I think if they ever do anything with Mother or Mother 3 or Earthbound 3, Earthbound Endings, whatever you want to call it, that it'll get a physical release a la Fire Emblem Collector's Edition or 3D All-Stars, something of that nature where people can hold that game in their hand and be like, look at what we finally have after so long. Because that's a tricky one for them to do. Next up, finally, before we get into the not likely and then in the dreams little portion, Mario Odyssey 2. I would love for them to do this at the end of the Direct. I don't know if it's time, but we'll see. Now let's head into the not likely category. Now, a lot of these are things that I personally would love to see happen. Some, that I, kind of don't care about or whatever. But let's just start off with Mario Kart 9. Don't think it's likely. I don't think it's the time for it. I think that it will happen eventually, and I think it will happen next year. But I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow or today, actually. Paper Mario Remake, that's been rumored as well, and as much as I would love to see that happen and absolutely just cry tears of joy, don't think that's gonna happen either. And before everybody gets on me, they need to do 64 before they get to Thousand Year Door. Thank you very much. I can move this one up to likely. I don't know why I have it here. Psychonauts 1. I think that they could do a collab with Microsoft and get just a port of Psychonauts 1 on the Switch. They don't have to do a limited run, or they don't have to do a physical version. It could be something that they do a limited run of, stuff like that. Because Psychonauts is kind of in the news now with Psychonauts 2, just just came out about a month ago to fantastic reviews, I think it would be smart for them to put Psychonauts on as their next Nintendo Microsoft collaboration game. I don't think we'll see any Project Triangle Strategy, even though they showed that earlier this year. Diamond and Pearl remakes, if they show anything, it's going to be a short little trailer because the game's out in a couple months. Same with Legends Arceus. I don't think that we're going to see much here because Pokemon usually does stuff on their own. Nintendogs and Cats, as much as I would love to see that series come back, don't think that's going to happen. I'd love to see Mii Sports, just as like a spiritual successor to the Wii Sports series. You could just use the Joy-Con. I would love that with every fiber in my being, but I don't think that's going to happen. Persona ports. Yeah, I wish. I don't have any expectation for that. And then the next thing I don't have any expectation for is a Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2, even though that's been rumored as well. And now, finally, let's get into In Your Dreams. I only have a couple things here. First thing is Star Fox. In my dreams, we get a Star Fox Assault 2 or an Assault HD remaster or anything that has to do with Assault gameplay. I don't want and I don't think that they're going to do a Star Fox Zero remaster / port. It's not possible, and I don't think anybody wants it. You know, I think there's a small percentile that would actually want it. I'm not one of them, so I'm gonna say no. I think I pretty much told you what I think that an Xbox partnership could show at this Direct with Psychonauts. I'd love for it to be Rare Replay. I'd love to see the Halo Master Chief Collection come. I don't think it's going to happen. And that's that. You know? I also don't think it's either likely nor unlikely that we'll see Banjo-Kazooie show up in any form. You know, only in my dreams. I'd love to see them reveal Banjo-Redooey. I'd love to see a remake of Kazooie and Tooie in a brand new engine, rebuilt, remade for both Xbox Series X and Nintendo Switch, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mario and Luigi, I think that series is as good as dead. If they do it, I think it might just be another remake of Partners in Time, since that was the only one that we really didn't get. We went from the Superstar Saga remake to Bowser's Inside Story, which was very weird. It went from 1 to 3. I think it's also in my dreams that we'll see the Luigi's Mansion remake get a port. I love that remake so much, but Luigi's Mansion is going to be dormant for another couple years at least, even though 3 was phenomenal. 3 is one of my favorite games on the Switch. I think that series is just going to lay dormant for a while. Same with Punch-Out, don't think that's happening. Same with Pikmin, don't think that's happening. I kind of focused on Mother already. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. If there is a new Mother game, and I said this before, I think it's only going to happen if they get Toby Fox to do it, and I don't think that's happening either because he's too busy with Deltarune. But if there's one person to do a new Mother game, it's Toby Fox. He's proven himself with Undertale and the 2 chapters of Deltarune. He's proven himself that he can make a game like that. And that would be huge, but I don't think it's happening. 2D Mario, I've said this time and time again, I want a 2D Mario hand-drawn, just like any promotional Mario image you see that's 2D. I want a game like that. I want a game that plays like that. I don't want no more new Super Mario Bros. I don't want anything like that. I want a 2D hand-drawn Mario game, like any promotional image that you see, and like Wario Land Shake It. Give me that 2D Mario. And then I don't know why I have this in my dreams, because it's probably likely that we'll get some form of amiibo news. But that's pretty much it, I believe. This video went on way longer than I thought it would. And I just gotta go at this right now, because in less than 12 hours, this is happening. I'm very excited. And then, when the video goes up, because it'll probably go up at 12, only got 6 hours to go. So, yeah, I pretty much covered everything that I think will show up, will not show up, and things that are in my dreams. So, what do you guys want to see in this Nintendo Direct? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very excited for it. I really have no clue what we're going to see. It could be anything, honestly, but it's 40 minutes. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the hype train. Hopefully whatever you want to get revealed happens. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the other side. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I can't believe I've been talking to myself for 40 minutes, but it is what it is. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you very soon.